Before all this is done, before like your time here comes to an end, what would you like your stories to do for people?
Make them feel like they're not alone. I think that for me, that movies and stories have always made me feel like I'm not alone. If I can do that and provide entertainment, meaning, and escapism in the same breath, then I did something pretty cool.
You Are Here podcast. We're back. Welcome back. Welcome home.
The Money Podcast.
Episode 221.
222.
Shout out.
222?
222.
I think 222. Shout out to the realist partner of the podcast, Anytown Actors Lab. I mean, this is my new spiel for it. No one in the industry cares about you.
I love it.
All right? If you're trying to act, if you're trying to learn, if you're trying
221.
That's what.
And you were right, and I'm sorry. 221.
And I was right.
But if you want to learn,
acting, whatever level, they got a free consultation right now. You sign up on the website. They're going to put the time in to see where you're at, what you're trying to do. They're going to give you a trajectory, a plan. Mm-hmm. And you decide from there, baby. That's how it is. Mm-hmm. AnytownActorsLab.com. Shout out to the patrons, patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. If you rock with what we do and you want to throw us a bone, that's the best place to do it. Patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. Twitch.tv/YouAreHerePodcast. We're twitching. We're live. It's us outside the podcast. We have fun. We play games. We react. We do a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Dave, what else do we do? We reenact our friendship moments when we met.
Other, yeah.
We did that. We did a scene live for you guys. So if you want to see more of that, I cut you off. That was the alpha move.
Well,
and you'll see more of that on the lives.
Damn.
Twitch.tv/YouAreHerePodcast. I'm sorry.
No, that was great.
But dude, we're back. Another
We're like
week,
Abbott and
dude.
Costello now. That's it. We got skits now. You know what I mean?
Come on.
All right. We got
Jason.
Welcome, pod. Jason back, guys. He's back.
Jason Abrams, bro. It's changed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jason Abrams. My apologies.
That's only for the insiders.
I messed that up.
Okay. Jason Abrams.
That's the non-professional name.
Guys, I apologize. Jason Abrams is on the show, ladies and gentlemen. He's returned with a new name, but he's the same dude.
I'll bleep it out. I'm sorry.
He's got a film out. It's coming out in how many days, Jay? We're going to release this on Wednesday. How many days from Wednesday?
You're going to release this on Wednesday?
Yes.
It'll be 6 days.
6 days, guys. Where can we find it? Let's get right to it.
It'll be on iTunes, Amazon, DirecTV, VOD, every VOD platform known to man.
YouTube too, right?
YouTube?
Well, yeah, YouTube
Dude,
movies. YouTube,
that's what I've been watching lately.
Vudu.
Yes.
So there's no excuse. You can find it anywhere.
You will be able to find it anywhere. It will be in hotels. It'll be at airlines. It'll be,
Let's go.
Let's go. Your face is going to be everywhere.
Dude.
You ever think of that?
Hungry Dog Blues.
That's right.
Is what it's called. So
Hungry
search
Dog
that.
Blues. Search it.
Search it up when it comes out.
Yeah, and you can watch the trailer right now. It's up on the old internet. You can watch that thing.
Come on, man.
Link down in the description.
Get hyped.
The link's
Scroll
in the description.
down. Stop the video. Check it out.
Below.
Come back here.
Yeah, come back to the show. Jay, how do you feel, man? I mean, let's get right to it.
Yeah,
it's a long road.
Good. It is a long road. Yeah, so it's funny because as we were coming to talk about this, obviously I was thinking about because I know we were going to get into it, and I was like, this is what I wanted to lead off with you guys about and be like, how crazy is this? Okay, you ready? Here it goes.
Here we go.
From the time that I started this project, right? I got, since I started writing it, right? My dad got federally indicted. I moved to New York. I started an acting class in Brooklyn. I met a girl named Irina. I wrote the screenplay.
And a boy named David.
I came back. I went to St. Louis to write that screenplay. I came back to New York. Started dating my friend Irina. Right? I started dating my friend Irina, and then I decided to come home and make that movie. Then there was a pandemic, and then I was able to shoot that movie. And then during post-production, I got engaged to be married. And then as I finished the movie, I put it out, and then my dad died. And then I finished the movie completely, and then I got married.
Wow.
And now I'm going to release it in 6 days from when
goodness.
this comes out.
How do you,
Dude.
How do you even like when you do
That's
when
the
you
amount of things that have happened in the time of this project.
Holy.
Wrote a script, made a movie during a pandemic, got engaged, got married, lost a parent, and like now my movie's gonna come out, and then got married. Did I say that? Yeah, but like a lot of ground.
dude?
I mean,
how many years was that?
5.
Wow. Wow.
whoa.
That's 5 years.
That's like the entirety of the podcast too.
Yeah. That's
I think the first episode I was on was like episode 6.
Yeah.
or like
Oh,
13 or something.
Wow.
The first thing I think about that is like, it's so much give and take, you know, which is, I mean, I can't believe throughout that also the film's happening, because film also is a lot of giving and taking, and
Yeah.
you're putting out a lot to get, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow, it just seems it was probably stressful. I'm sorry.
It's like when you're going through it all,
It's like you're living through, like, the movie is part of your life now. You know what I mean?
it's like a mission. You're
Yeah.
on a mission. But that was just one part of all of these things happening simultaneously. Loss. You're dealing with a major loss. Wife you meet who you don't know is just some girl in your class. Like, it's just crazy when you list it like that. When you look back on 5 years, you just say like, oh, just
Yeah,
all these
I mean-
monumental things
Yeah.
just happened in 5 years. You know, like if your dad wasn't federally indicted, are you going to the city?
No.
Wow. See?
Maybe. Some other like events transpired that made me leave LA originally to go to New York, but I'm certainly not writing this screenplay.
That is
I'm
bizarre.
certainly, but part of the reason why I moved to New York was my dad just got, his business had gotten raided by the FBI, and we lost everything. He has nothing, and I'm in St. Louis, and I'm talking with him, and you know, life is in shambles, and I'm like, man, I'm thinking about just picking up everything and moving to New York. What do you think about that? And he goes, you should do it. And my dad is not like, you should do it guy. He wasn't that way. At that time, he wasn't that way. And then but he said to me, he goes, you can lose everything in a minute. So go do it. Go lose. You're not going to lose anything. You can lose everything like that. So go for it. And so I did. And so I was like, all right. And so I picked up and left.
Whoa.
What
And like,
a great piece of advice that was.
it changed my life.
Wow. Oh, I got chills, dude, thinking about that. Wow. Isn't that true though? You can lose all of it.
He did. Yeah,
Dude,
I
bro,
saw it
I
happen
mean-
in real time.
Wow.
It's true. I
But
mean,
what did that teach you,
Oregon-
Jay? Like, what did that teach you? How do you look at life now, like differently from that, from these past 5 years and what your dad said leading off? Like, how do you look at life?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely started something that I guess led into later on making the movie and kind of living a little bit more like, if not now, when?
Mm.
You know, a good friend of mine always said to me, you know, when's the best time to plant a tree? This old, it's an old saying. You know the saying?
No, I don't know.
When's the best time to plant a tree? 100 years ago. When's the second best time to plant a tree? Right now.
Whoa. Whoa.
I like that.
Oh, man.
So it's like, it's now or never, you know, it's like, just do it. Whatever that is, like, you know, just plant that tree, go. Because like, there's never a better time. You know, sure, you could have done it forever ago, but,
Well, this is your tree then
I
you're
mean,
planting right here. This is your tree. This film.
this is my tree. Yeah, yeah, it was. It is. Of just that, it's such a culmination of so many things in my life, and I've now been living with it for so long. You know, like that it is really, I'm realizing right now as we're talking, I have not processed any of this. I am like, oh man, there's a lot in here that I have not processed. Like, yeah, I mean, I lived with this thing forever, and now it's going to go out into the world. And, you know, I'm so in the weeds. I'm just trying to get people to watch it.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it out there. Just trying to get critic reviews, getting, you know, media outlets, you know, just every stage of the process has been looking into this black box of an abyss going, okay, I got to pull something out of here, but I don't know even what I'm supposed to be grabbing. I don't even know how to do this. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just going to like grab in here and just see what I come out with, look at it and be like, okay, I don't know how to use this, but I'll put this over there. You know, it's just like, that's every step of the process. But yeah, it's funny that it started with that statement.
That statement gave me chills, dude. I totally, I just want to live like that forever. I just want to be so like, just you know this life isn't forever. You know that, you know, anything could just change like that. Anything. All the things that you feel are stable, they can just pivot and be different tomorrow, in the next minute, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just a great piece of advice to like do what you want to do when you want to do it. If it's not hurting somebody or, you know, it's not detrimental to anybody, but it's something on your heart, do it. Do it.
Yeah. And also like it has even more meaning now. You know? It has even more meaning now.
How so?
Well, because he's gone.
Yeah.
He was one of those things that could be gone in a moment. And the crazy thing is like the thing that's most, this is crazy and very vulnerable. I'm like very vulnerable to like, I'm like, wait, don't send this out to anyone. This is like only between us. Is like the person that he was when he said that was not someone who really lived and believed that very much through his whole life. He was very much focused on himself and his own kind of stuff that he did and whatever. And I always felt that. And then I watched as he got stripped of everything, actually realized at like 80 years old that his family was the most important thing for the first time. And that like he changed completely. I ended up being there for 2 years over the pandemic. I was supposed to be there for 3 months to make the movie, but then the pandemic hit and I was there for 2 years with him. And our relationship fundamentally changed and was healed and was just never the same in the most positive way. And then as soon as I got that relationship that I'd always wanted, it's gone. And like, I feel like that we really stoked it up in that time that I had in St. Louis. And it was like, I talked to Irina about it all the time when we were there. And I was like, I felt that importance of that time. It's like, I just feel like this is so important to spend as much time with him as I can right now while we were there. And I couldn't tell you why, but I felt that way. I felt it intensely. There was moments when we were in post-production where I would break down in tears at the idea that I wouldn't be able to finish the movie in time in his lifetime. And I did.
Yeah. Wow.
I did, but like I was weird. I had these like moments when I remember so vividly standing in the kitchen of the apartment we were staying at in St. Louis and just bawling at the idea that he would never see it. And that I worked so hard to make this dream happen and he never would see it. And I felt that as a driving force to get to this point now, which is, it's crazy that he's not here, but Also, you don't have to be in this like dark, sad place forever, but it's also like really beautiful. And that like that sentiment of like now or never, go do it, go live your life, like set off this whole thing in motion. And now I'm here. On you are here.
On you are here. Look at that. Yeah, I know. I won't get into it. We've had our conversation about it when I saw you last, but like, it's cool, you know, stepping back and just like looking at where you're at now as opposed to where you were, and how that kicked off your whole journey here, and now you started your own family and you begun this new, well, not new. It's just you're putting your work out there into the world, and a new thing. You know, you've entered the marketplace now, and you're a businessman now, and you started a career in filmmaking, and like, you know, and there's also like this element in the film, in the story you wrote, of like how far will the son go to have the respect and, you know, of his dad. Like there's a lot in there. So all that to say, like, I think that like he did see it, you know, and his advice you did take, and your relationship was mended before it was too late. So like that's a beautiful thing. And from my perspective here, watching it.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know what that means, but it means something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that means, but that means something. And like, it's mysterious and also poetic and beautiful and tragic.
Yeah.
And like, that's the way it goes.
It's every brushstroke.
You know?
It's all of it. It's all of it. It's the sad. It's the ups and the downs of it. Like every feeling you could probably feel. I can't even imagine. Yeah. We used to talk all the time about fathers, me and you, all the time. Yeah. So I relate partially, you know. Yeah, dude. Damn. Well, okay. Let's move a little forward here.
Okay.
How do you feel like? Again, like we're processing it together. You're doing it with your boys.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate you bringing that here.
We caught you at a good time. I feel like this is perfect. Yeah, we appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, like you. All right, guys, let's go. Because I'm like,
but for it being such a long road, dude, and it meaning so much to you, the story and the connection to your father and the family you brought into it, and your wife's in it, and the years, and I know how hard you had to go to. Make this happen. We had talks about that. The nuts and bolts of this thing. Everything was like sweat. Like everything had to be done off of like hard work and just meeting it every day and making it, shifting things around and making it work. Now that you're about to let it go, does it feel like a letting go? Does it feel like, are you afraid? Are you anxious? Are you excited? Like,
is it the same as when like a previous project or something?
Yeah. Let's say
you did something.
You know,
how's it different?
Exactly. How does it feel different?
Couldn't be more different.
Wow.
I mean, up until this point, it's been shorts and things like that, and like, of course, you want those things to come out and get recognition and all those things, but this is totally different. I mean, this is years and years and years. It's this first, debut feature. It's got all that weight to it. For some reason we put all this weight into our like first movie that you make as a director, like, your debut feature. And it's like, it's my first time at bat and we're calling it a debut feature. I'm like, that, all right. Like, it's just my like, you know what I mean? It's like if we judged everyone on their first at bat in the major leagues, or like the first time they put up a jumper in the league. You'd be like, "This is a little tough to be like
how's this career gonna go?"
Yeah, exactly. The first time you just like lift in the air to like shoot, they're just like, "And this dictates the rest of your career. Good luck." Like,
that is very true.
Good thing you called for the ball.
Do you feel that pressure? Are you like allowing that to enter?
I do. I mean, yes and no. Like, if there's anything that the process has taught me is that like you are the master of your own fate. Like, and there is just kind of a given reality about it. And listen, I'm happy to be proved wrong. But like the truth is there's like no big movie stars in the movie. It's not a big budget thing. There's not some big executive producer. So like it kind of has a very don't want to say obvious, but like a projected kind of life that it will have until myself or one of the people within it become bigger, and like, so it'll gain this, like, people will see it and hopefully it'll garner more opportunities. Could it become some smash success and everybody wants to watch it on VOD? Maybe. When was the last time you rented a movie on VOD? Oh, never? Yeah, well, okay, well, there you go. Like, it's like, I hope that happens, but like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like, listen, anyone who's listening to it, go rent it.
Yeah.
Like, support indie
Go
filmmaking.
rent it,
like,
guys.
get it.
If you're listening right now, go rent it. Don't play around.
But like,
Hungry Dog.
give me 78 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm not
$10.
I feel sneaky. I'm not going to be sneaky. I looked up, like, because I saw you posting on the articles and stuff, and I saw like the trailers, and people said that I'm excited for this, and I'm like, dude,
Go watch the trailer.
that's awesome.
Go watch the trailer.
So like, I don't know.
And the response so far
Anything
has
can
been
happen.
good.
Yeah.
And you know what, talking about, not to like keep coming back to my dad, but like something that he told me in the post-production process that has really stuck with me is that I was really stressing out about it. And something he said to me, and he was like, Jason, you don't have a talent problem. You have an exposure problem.
Yeah. That's like, honestly, majority of the problem every time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? Same
Yeah.
for you guys, right? It's like, it's
everything.
not that you're not talented. It's not that you're not good enough. You're way good enough.
Yeah.
Just nobody knows who the fuck we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's the problem. That's where being the son or daughter of someone famous
And
or
that
being
Bo
rich
baby,
and being able to buy exposure.
Yeah.
That's what makes a difference is you get in front of people.
And we're not the
And,
people.
like-
We're not the people that are gonna buy like 10,000 bots. And that's honestly a real thing that people do
10,000 bots, and you can buy the blue check too now.
Well, it's something that's is proven actually used in the industry for everything.
Yeah.
To get traction. So like, but I feel
It
like
makes
we're
sense.
people that are
Makes
like,
sense. Yeah, makes sense.
we're like, no man, like, the art. You know what I mean? It's like, all right.
No, it's like, not to be too like pretentious about it, but it's very akin to me to like the grunge movement.
Yeah.
And and the all these musicians being like, fuck no, I'm not gonna sell out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like now, like I feel like everybody's dream is to sell out and to get like SpawnCon
That honestly.
and whatever. And it's like, listen, I'm available. You want me to sell out? I'm here. I'm taking checks.
so
Like,
interesting.
you want me to wear branded content and drink the branded drink and wear the branded hat and great, I'm available.
That's
I'm not dogging
That's
it.
kind of.
I love it.
Wow. Yeah.
There is this kind of, there's a new line, right? That back then it was like, you can't accept any of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No corporate America help whatsoever or whatever, or, things. And now it's like, nah, man, that's just part of our culture. We just live in a different time. But also like getting fake internet bots to boost your, online presence or whatever is where you draw the line of being like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. It's
I don't know how I feel about that.
How far are
I mean,
you
in the same
willing
way
to go?
of making a movie, right? Of like, I could have made a movie about something that I felt like was going to be really trendy or was going to be like really cool, or something like that, and try and hit the market. But like, that's not me. That's not my voice. That's not my style. That's not my thing. It's like, if anything, what I really am excited for is, my fear is that no one will see it. Is that it just comes out and it's internet dust. It just fucking falls and settles into place and it just lives there. It's just dust of the internet. But my like hope is that people will see it and that they will have opinions about it. I don't care if everyone thinks it's terrible or if everyone thinks it's great. I mean, I would love if everyone thinks it's great. That'd be really awesome because I thought it was great when I was making it. So like, I'd be cool. I'm not afraid of that. But like, I like all the choices I made. But that being said, like, if someone was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
My response would be, you watched it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
You watched it. Like, that means it reached you and you clicked on it or you paid $6 or it went to a streaming place and you watched it. You gave me 78 minutes of your life. And apparently I blew it. But like, I don't care about that. It just means people saw it, and like the exposure issue, like just for people to see it and, work begets work. the fact that you guys have continued to do this podcast over 5 years, like that means something. And that's why you guys are like, it's still here and it's doing well. And you guys are, getting things out of it. And like, that's a big deal. Like that means something. Like, I don't know. I just think that like putting stuff out there matters.
I don't know what it means, but it means something. You said it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but it means something.
I like it.
It means something.
Well, Jay, there's something to say, bro, about like we don't have the exposure thing. We don't have the nepotism going first. We don't have a group of people who will know us just because we are who we are, and that's okay. But I think it's very brave, and I think very overlooked when people take something that they worked hard on and put it out. Take something in the midst of that. If that's the situation, if that's the landscape, you're going into this marketplace now where, the consumer isn't going to be like, oh, Jason Abrams from, St. Louis. Like, I know that guy. The guy in Idaho doesn't know Jason Abrams from St. Louis. But he may because you put this out. We don't know. We'll never know. But, like, he may. I just think that it's cool. It's beautiful that there's nothing, I'm going to rephrase it. There's nothing worse than somebody who squelches that inner voice that just sits on it their whole life, that just doesn't quite try to sculpt it, doesn't allow it to come out, just suffocates it. And you can never say that happened, no matter what. You can never say that happened. You put out your voice. You put it out to the world. I just think that needs to be like brought to the forefront more and then just given a...
Yeah.
Because you don't know who that's going to reach, dude. You don't know. You never know. And it will reach one person. That's a definite. That's just a fact of life. Who is moved by it, and it changes something about how their life goes, and they're better off for it. If it's just a spark of inspiration for them to speak up and use their thing, and maybe go make a movie, or maybe go act, or maybe go direct, or play a song, or, who knows? But like that needs to be promoted more, I think, bro.
And I think you're able to draw the line where you find it to be worthwhile, with putting it out there.
Yeah.
If that could be your line, it was like I've accomplished, and like what we do with the podcast is like just doing it for the one, we're able to do, and that like takes off so much of the I don't know, the pressure or thinking that we have to be doing something that we're not, or
change who we are to fit whatever.
Yeah, it definitely helps,
Yeah. All that to say, good job for you finding your voice, sculpting it, taking years, assembling everyone, and making this thing happen so that their voices could be heard along with your voice, and a story could be told where people can be reached. Yeah. You did that. You did it. We're 6 days out. 6 days out.
Yeah. The more I think about like films and stuff and like just art in general is like you're always giving the personal piece, right, to like this film. Like you're literally like almost taking a part of yourself and putting it out there. Almost giving it away. Yeah. And like for shorts, like I felt it, even with the stuff you did, I felt it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like I can't imagine what like a bigger chunk of that what you did, Jason, to like put it out there.
During COVID. Man. COVID.
Yeah, with it.
How do you look at the people who inspired you? Like, who inspired you? Who are the voices that were spoken about that made that, aside from your father's voice, like the people that made films or told stories or played music? Like, who inspired you to get to that point?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, in terms of like other people in my life, like, I think Irene is probably number one.
Shout out Irene. Come on.
Big shout out.
Yeah. My wife. She wasn't my wife then, but she is now.
Was this all to get Irina to marry you? Can we just talk about if this was this all?
Was it to get Irina to marry me?
Was this all a ploy? I think it
probably hindered the. You know what? It didn't. In our early conversations of our relationship, there definitely was like this stipulation that I was like, I have to make it like before I get married because I was an asshole and like stupid and like I'm just trying to accomplish some things in my career before I really get into a relationship. Just like a real
dude, I'm laughing because I was the same way, buddy. Same.
Yeah, it was so stupid. And And eventually, I can't really say that making the movie like made me feel like, oh, okay, I'm ready to get married now or whatever. It was more just like from the very beginning, he was like, you talk about your life's dream being to make a feature film. So like, do it. Go do it. Like, go do that. And like, stop trying to figure out the perfect thing and just do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Just pick something.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one of the ideas. Pick one of the scripts that you've written. Pick one. Just pick one and do it. And she was the first one, the catalyst then that said like, gave me a deadline and was like, for my birthday, I want you to give me a new draft of this script, a draft that we can go shoot. And I was like, okay. And so I did, and that's what really started it. And she, as much as that, like I feel proud of myself that like, look at what I did. I did such a great thing. I made a movie, and I was in it, and I wrote it, and I directed it, and I edited it. And, oh wow, so great! To stand by your partner and to be like, hey, I see your dream, and I'm going to help you make that happen. And I'm also going to give 5 years of my life, and I'm also going to be in that trench with you, and I'm also going to bleed, and I'm also going to sweat, and I'm also going to cry, and like, and I'm going to do it with you. I think that that's way, way more impressive.
Mm.
And like, I'm not saying that that's like what sealed the deal for me to be like, oh, I want to marry this person. There's a million reasons why I wanted to marry her, but it certainly helped. You know what I mean? Like, to see someone and just have that evidence of experience of having gone through such a hard thing with someone, you know. So it's like, I may sound kind of silly, but like, you know, that's who inspired me almost every day, because I'm watching this woman give every bit of herself to do this thing, and it like it was her own.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you gonna let that person down?
Come on.
How are you gonna say, oh, I'm too tired today, or like, oh, I don't feel good, or like, you know, or be lazy or not care? It's like, I'm trying to impress her. Yeah. I'm, you know, I live with this person. I want her to be like, wow, this guy's really doing it for real. That accountability is real. And so that's definitely one inspiration. And then like as an artist, you know, I looked a lot at Jeff Nichols, and his debut feature, Shotgun Stories. He also did Take Shelter, which I looked at a lot, which I love. And oddly enough, Mud was like the only one of his movies I didn't really look at, which I feel like is actually the closest. But I looked at him. I looked at the Coen brothers a lot and their first movie and how they got that made. Jeremy Saulnier, who did Blue Ruin, who we share an actor of Amy Hargreaves, who's in my film, who was also in his film. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's how I found Amy, obviously, was I was watching Blue Ruin and I was like, wow, she's good. What if she played the exact opposite character? Because in Blue Ruin, she plays like she plays like the lead character's sister, and she's like very meek and like, you know, very different than the character of Ronnie in my film. And I was like, I bet you that this lady can go the exact opposite direction.
She
and
did.
She can. And kicked ass.
She surely did.
And like, so that was really inspiring. I was just talking to CJ, who plays Terrence, today, and we were talking about East of Eden, the book, and not for the writing of it, but over the pandemic, while we were trying to like get the movie refinanced because we lost all of our financing when the pandemic hit, I read East of Eden, and I think it really influenced me a lot in terms of the depiction of like ambiguous people that aren't all good and aren't all bad. And I gave it to Amy before we started production and told her to look at one of the characters in the book, and was like, you should check this character out. And I think now looking back on it, there's like such an obvious parallel between her portrayal of that character and then the character of Kathy Ames in the book. So, you know, John Steinbeck inspired.
Why say it like that? Why'd you say it like that, dude?
Because John Steinbeck, it's like, also, you know, Sam Shepard plays, you know, like True West, like, you know, those True West, obviously, you know, two brothers, and his kind of like um, poetic griminess that Sam Shepard brings to his plays, I thought like, really spoke to me in the writing process. And I mean, who doesn't want to be Sam Shepard?
Come on. It's like the baddest dude ever
like,
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to do that? He's an actor, writer, sometimes director. So I was like, maybe I can put my foot in that big old shoe. Yeah, all those were pretty inspiring. I'm trying to think if there's. Oh, you know what? And a couple people have asked me about this before, and I keep forgetting to mention it, and I want to make sure I do. Do you know what was maybe one of the biggest influences of all of anything?
What?
Was The Last of Us, the game, not the series, because obviously the series had not come out yet.
Wow.
The Last of Us, the game, is one of the most influential stories on me of any medium across anything, movies, TV, books.
Let's go.
Etc. I have loved it since it first came out. I played that original game like 5 times. I'm not a huge gamer, but it just meant so much. It was just everything about it, the aesthetic, the vibe, the relationships, how ambiguous all of the humans are, how human it is, how everyone is so bad and so good and so selfish and so selfless. Like, it really, really weighed on me where I played that game and I was like, this is it. These are the stories that I want to tell. Like, this is it. And then the Last of Us Part 2 came out during the pandemic.
Wow.
Like before I started production. Like, it came out, I think it was in like April or June or something. I don't remember, April, May of 2020, or maybe it was later than that. I don't know. It was before production. I know that because I played it, and that story just washed over me in a way that I like. And the second game is very polarizing for some people. I actually like the second game more than the first, story-wise.
Wow.
I mean, have you guys played it? Do you guys know these?
I played the first one. I played
a little of the first one a long time ago. And
oh my gosh, you guys!
Yeah, I would definitely.
And I love the show too, but the show is a completely different animal, and obviously it came out way later. If they wanted me to direct any of those episodes, I'm so available.
Dude,
oh my gosh,
Jason's available, guys. Come on.
I will direct the hell out of any one of those episodes they want me to. Anytime, anywhere, any rate. Let's go.
Gosh,
but yeah, so that actually was a huge influence. I mean, you can hear it in the score, you can see it in the aesthetic. I mean, in the costume design. I mean, in the characters. I mean, it's like I see its DNA all over it. I love that world and their aesthetic, and like it's such a blue collar, like meat and potatoes like kind of story that I just love. Also, there's like zombie monsters into it, but like that part doesn't matter to me.
Just discard that. We don't need that. We're gonna keep the
huge genre element that defines the entire project. I don't care about that.
Get rid of
that.
Yeah. Don't care about it. I care about this, the heart of it, the people.
I kind of love that you're giving a little love to the video games.
Oh, dude, that's
honestly
actually really cool. You never hear that.
Yeah, you never do. That's awesome. Because that's definitely one of the only. A lot of video game stories are pretty bad. I feel like they could really benefit from like a good story, but
they're simple.
Yeah,
simple.
But like, with what they did to like, I don't know, you could. Like it is critically acclaimed, you know what I mean? It makes sense, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder if there's like a future for that, you know?
Everywhere.
100%.
Especially The Last of Us, where I'm like, this is a Last of Us ripoff. When I saw Logan, I mean, no shots to Logan, good movie.
Oh,
but
wow.
like as soon as I saw Logan and they came out with that shot of grizzled, old Logan with this little girl in the passenger seat of a truck going cross country in a kind of post-apocalyptic, like post-civilization world, I was like,
yeah.
I mean, I played this game too. I know where. I mean, I think it's all over the place. I think it's far-reaching.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, dude. Red Dead Redemption too. I was like, both those games. Red Dead Redemption.
Doesn't it make sense to have just movies and shows for that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Oh, it does. Right? Definitely.
That's what they're saying. The next like kind of trend is, that like superhero movies are going down, and you're going to see a lot more video game adaptation. Super Mario Brothers just made like $500 million in like 2 weeks.
Wow. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see it. But
I didn't see it either. I'm going to see it.
Apparently, a lot of other people did.
Oh, that's going to change things then.
Yeah,
that's gonna
change. I mean, get ready for every Nintendo property known to man.
Dude, but I will be real. There's been honestly, a handful of good like live adaptations of video games. You know?
Did you see the Mario Brothers one, the first one?
Yeah.
You
I
saw
love
it?
that shit.
Me too.
I love that
I
shit.
When I was a kid.
loved it.
But it's
that's just
so-
a product of our age.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unless you were,
like,
unless you were born
try to
between,
watch
like,
that now,
like
dude.
1987 and like 1995. Like,
Yeah.
you're not, you won't. You don't like that.
That's true. That's true.
Try to watch. I remember there was the Dragon Ball Z live action.
with the.
It was.
Oh.
It's insanity. It's terrible.
Oh, and they just had gel in his hair.
Yeah, it's never good.
Dude, I remember that.
Yeah, but
That
I
was-
feel
that
like
was bad.
Yeah.
with a good, good studio, good direction, like it could be good.
Could be.
But well, maybe that's the trend. We'll see.
But the Last of Us is the right story too.
Yeah,
Last of Us, they didn't. That's a
Well,
great
and that's
story.
that's kind of how I felt about the show too. Is where I was like, you can just kind of Control C, Control V this, like,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
you're in good
Yeah.
shape.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like the script is the script.
That's
like,
it. That's it. It comes down to the script, doesn't it? It comes down to the script.
Yeah.
You have a good story on
Well,
your hands.
that's-
We're gonna
yeah.
do this thing. It's
You
gonna.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's why they're like they say like that's about there's only like 10 stories or whatever total.
yeah,
like because like like Lion King, they just kind of were like, let's do Hamlet but with animals, and guess what? It works great.
Yeah.
It did work.
It works great. It's fine.
Wow.
Like
If
know what I mean? It
broke,
doesn't
don't
get more
fix it.
complicated.
Yeah, dude. Damn, bro. Well, how do you feel about that? Like going into this next phase of your life, your career. We're letting go. We're letting go of Hungry Dog Blues. We're moving on to the next chapter. What is that? Have you even begun to like formulate? Like, or are you just taking time? Like, what's that? How do you feel?
Oh man, I'm already way stressed out about that. I mean, that's where my head is. Honest. I mean, you know how it is. You guys, you're thinking way too far ahead, and you're not enjoying the moment, and you're stressed out about things that you have no control over that ultimately are going to play out exactly the way that they're going to play out. But yeah, I'm thinking about the next one. I'm chomping at the bit. I'm like, but that's my fear. You know what I mean? Is that like, if the movie comes out and nothing happens, that like, am I at square one again? Like, because I only really can do what I did to make this movie once. I can only ask my dentist so many times to invest in my movie.
Yeah.
I can only go to that well, really, this one time.
Yeah.
And after that, it's got to be a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And so that's really scary because this next time around, like, I got to step it up. I got somebody's got to believe in it, and really get into it. And, it's stepping up to that next level and doing that kind of next budget and trying to get that made. But yeah, I mean, I have a script that I'm worked on. I mean, I have drafts, so I'm in the like drafting stages. I know that that's the next thing that I want to do if I'm allowed to do it, and I really want to. I just want to like keep the ball rolling. I feel like I'm going to have this little small window of gas once this thing comes out to where I can get another thing going. And like, it's funny because it's like, I wish I could say that there was this feeling of relief coming, but to me, I'm like, all right, it's not like April 25th. I'm like, it's out there. My hands are off. It's over. Like, dude, who do you think's marketing this movie right now?
Right.
Like, who do you think is responsible for it getting out there? Like, once it's released, it's not over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep pushing it, and then 3 months after VOD is when we start to get, potentially offers from streaming, companies, and it's about what streaming company do you want to go with? Do you want to go with this company that's a little bit bigger, but they're not offering you any money that's worth anything really, or do you want to go with this smaller one that maybe less people? Like, it's just that continues to go.
Yeah.
And it's not over. And it's like, can you get the next one going? Can you attach some? It's like the game begins again. And like, I'm excited. We're going on a trip. For like 6-7 weeks to Europe. Irina and I, and we're just gonna like basically backpack it from like Central Europe down to the Adriatic and across to Italy and up. Is like our honeymoon / like we made a movie getaway. And so hopefully that'll be the time to really feel that like, fuck yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
But then I'm ready. Let's go again. I'm looking. Yeah, exactly. Like what I like to believe that like I could potentially go and then like direct an episode of The Last of Us, of like a TV show that is really awesome, freaking great. I would love to do that, you know. But like, also there's another pivot point, right? Which is, do I want to go after that? Of like trying to get into that little bit more of a traditional role and like working and just getting jobs and whatever in the directing world, or do I want to try and push back into the more traditional acting space and do that and get representation? And like, I don't even have representation right now. I let my representation go because I was like, this isn't work. They don't get it. And
me too, bro.
They're just mad at. Yeah, they're just mad at me. They were just mad at me because I like wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
The way that they thought I should be doing it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to fight with somebody about that. Like, not to be mean, you know, like I'm not trying to I just don't think it makes sense.
Yeah.
And, or do I just keep charging my own path and like go out there again with my script and try and get it attach another actor and like try and, you know, like, do I want to start doing that again? And I mean, that's obviously what I'm going to do. So, you know, you remember my own description of it. I clearly am not very the other two things. Like, I'm like, do I want to like do this like other stuff, or do I want to go back out into the wild and see what's out there?
Dude, that's fucking hysterical. That is, I mean, obviously, that's what you're gonna do.
You know? It's like, God damn it! Like, it's like, do I want to take these like really more proven and like definitely more financially lucrative opportunities? Or do I just want to pull that fucking knife right back out and go, maybe it fits again?
Bro, I love that so much, man. It's just because you know you best, bro. You know where you're at. You know where your heart lies, and
the more you kind of stray away from that too, the more I think you're just gonna be lost.
You'll be lost and more upset trying to figure your way through.
Fit in the box that you don't fit in.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, you don't want that.
I totally feel that way. I get that, and I've really tried to fit in that box, man. I've tried to cram my legs in my head and try to close the door, you know, and it's just like, I still fit in that box, man. Bro. I'm sorry. Like, I wish sometimes that I fit in that box.
And you're not Pacino's third nephew either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like otherwise we wouldn't even be talking to you. You'd be gone. You'd be on a set right now. You know, that's just where we're at.
I know, and it's a longer path, right? Obviously, that's the price that you pay.
But isn't it more rewarding, Jay?
I don't know. I would. Seems pretty good the other way.
But look at the 5 years, man. Like, look at what we just talked about. It's like this give and take and all that. It's like you met your fucking wife, and like you guys made a fucking story together. Like that's not happening. That's not happening in many like fields of work like that. The meaning, you know.
I don't know, man. Or maybe we were just like 28.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm romanticizing it, I guess, but I think it's a beautiful path. But also, I'm fucking biased because I'm doing the same shit. You know?
No, you're right. You are right. But like, also, there's that really cynical side of me that's like, or was it just 25 to 30, and that's just whatever? That's what happens to most people. Like they get married, they might lose somebody. Like, you know what I mean? They do the big thing they want to do with their career. Like they make that first leap, and it's like. I could also be like, and I made partner at the law firm, you know, and
I guess,
and I met my wife at the law firm with me, and like we worked together on that case, and now I'm gonna move and start my own law firm. You know what I mean?
But you're your own boss. You don't have the agent telling you right now, like Jay, hey, pluck your eyebrows and get the camera ready. We need you to shoot this. Not that your eyebrows are bad. I'm just saying, like, this is just like that. I'm giving you a stupid agent, like the. What is it? The stereotypical bad agent fucking piece of advice, and then forcing you to do a Colgate commercial.
I can't tell you like how much that I've had those conversations where they're like, you just need to go do this because you look like this and you should act like this and just go do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I tried. I really tried to do it like that, and I sucked. suck at it. I suck at it. I don't want to do it. And it's like, and they're like, well, this guy's bad. And I'm like, no, I'm bad at doing this. Like, and like, you can't explain that to anybody.
No,
like
no
in
one
an audition room, and when
Yeah.
you're like, I'm actually much better than this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this thing that you're asking me to do, I really suck at.
Yeah,
Because I hate it. And I'm sorry.
Also, the
I
script's
don't know.
bad.
They're gonna want you if you say that.
Also, the thing I'm auditioning for, I don't want to tell you guys this, but the script's terrible.
It sucks.
They're
It actually sucks.
This is real.
Just
You
trying to
gotta-
make a couple bucks.
Yeah. I'm just trying to pay the rent, but this is fucking garbage. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this besides like, this is bad.
Yeah.
And I don't, and like, and it feels so ridiculous to say, like,
Dude, and honestly, they probably know.
Everybody.
But they're doing the same
Maybe
thing.
not. Yeah, I don't know.
they don't.
They don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I've never been there.
Don't. Do you know what's the most valuable thing in the entire world? Taste.
I agree. 100%.
Damn, that's a good. That's a little clip what Jay just did right there.
I love it.
Taste.
That's what people get paid for. That's what directing movies is.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but how do you
It's
explain
taste.
all the trash out there?
Bad taste.
Bad taste.
But it's still getting out
But
there.
still hired. Still.
Well, it doesn't matter. People with money have bad taste.
Yeah, that's right.
That's very true.
Where the money's coming from.
Very true.
That's true.
People with money have bad taste. Also, people that don't have taste at all, if they're economic brain minded, if they're trying to do things at the algorithm, like there's a million reasons that bad things get made. But the reason that the kind of the best and the top artists, in whatever field, is because they have impeccable taste. It's also why they're able to transition into like so many other things most of the time.
How do you grow your taste, Jay? How do you get good taste?
You gotta watch
Taste
Hungry
a
Dog
lot, I
Blues.
guess.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, no. Well, it tastes a lot, I think, and but I think the cool thing about taste is that like you can like different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a pastry chef and a savory chef aren't natural enemies. Like they're not one's right and one's wrong. They just do different things. Because like we have friends that are in the comedy world and the sketch comedy world and do all that stuff. And I could never do that in a million years.
Me neither.
I'm not funny at all. And it's like my humor and my taste in that, it might be shit. That's just not my thing. But I think I've developed my taste, I guess, like as a filmmaker or as an artist, just through watching a lot of stuff and dissecting why it affects me and analyzing why I think it's good. And and I don't know. I also think like good taste has humility inside of it. That it's not kind of really thinking it's great. It's just like trying to serve the story and like I don't know. I come back to Martin Scorsese all the time in my thought, like talking about inspiration, right? Obviously, like maybe the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like
Just I'm gonna say 2 words: Raging Bull, and that's it. And we can leave this conversation.
We could, but we also could name like 15 other movies
I
that
know,
he's
and
made,
that's-
and they would, and you could equally be like,
Fuck.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Taxi Driver, Goodfellas.
Gosh, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, even like his like kind of C tier work is still fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The Color of Money is one of my favorite movies of all time. With Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. Ever heard of him? You know what I mean? But the thing that I think about his taste that's so amazing, and the reason why so many like filmmakers, especially, kind of they fade out, is that their tastes, they lose kind of their finger on the pulse, so to speak. Is because from what it seems like, I don't know him personally, obviously. I mean, if he wants to chat with me about this, I'd love to talk to him. But
reach out.
Is like, yeah, reach out. Let me know which one. Is that I think he's just really, really, really interested in story and the themes and how to best tell that story. And I think that's like where you get really good taste out of, is that like when you become really dedicated to the craft of telling your story, and the best way to do that in a style and a tone that makes sense, you're going to make decisions that are really tasteful because you're like trying to be respectful of the story. You're trying to build it. You're trying to do this thing. And, you know, I think it's when you start making decisions because like, this is cool. I just want to do this, or like, this is my style, or this is my thing, or like whatever. When you start making kind of unmotivated choices, it starts to taste bad. You know, if you just pour garlic onto something because you like garlic, it's going to taste like shit. You know, it's got to be motivated by what the dish needs.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know. How do you guys get good taste? How did you develop your taste?
I was born with this shit, dude.
I want to add to the like we were saying, there's bad taste that exists out there, and it's people putting out, they just have bad taste. I think that what we were saying, like the rich people that put out the bad shit, I think they don't even taste it.
They just
right?
put it out.
I think they're not like, oh, this is my thing. I think they're like, oh yeah, we got the you know, this Hollywood stars, put it out,
Put
you
it
know?
out, put the
They
shit
don't
out.
care.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean about putting in the time to develop your taste.
Yeah.
Because if you have pretty like basic taste, then the basic shit, like you said, like, oh, it's got this person in it.
Yeah.
Great, that's
Yeah.
good. And it's like, nah, you're not really a student of the game, man, in that way. You're not looking deep into all of these things, into the story and why these things affect you, and why, you know, when you watch Casablanca, you know, 80 years later, that you're still moved by that, and it's still as effective, and it's whatever. But you can watch whatever thing that's coming out in the latest streamer, and it feels hollow. It's because like there was so much craft and intention put into that thing, and so little put into this other thing, that like, I don't know. You got to really care about the decisions you're making, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I think that really resonates with people, you know, like when you play The Last of Us, going to bring it back to the game space, a lot of video games, in fact, you can feel how much work and decision-making was put into these things. And that's why the taste is like so good.
Absolutely.
It's because it's like, man, when you got to spend that long to make something, like you really care about every decision.
Oh yeah.
If you ever play like a whack game, it's always because you're like, man, this doesn't even think about this. Like this is clearly not even really thought through, or like they're trying to like do something that like doesn't make sense, and like I don't know. I mean, or you could be like Dave and you're just born with it. But like I had to watch like 500 million movies to get there.
Yeah.
And maybe I still have bad taste. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I like that are, you know, I love hot dogs, bro. I'm a big hot dog person. Like sometimes basic shit tastes good.
Fuck yeah, that's true.
And you see, that's a big point of it, because I think it has to do with that the taste comes from, you know, studying the whatever hundreds of films, right? But there's also like that taste that comes from like the experience of different things, human things, you know, like interacting with people, seeing like people from different classes, different cultures, different everything. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes you're gonna go to a 5-star restaurant, have a 5-course meal, and it'd be like put the caviar and the sturgeon and the pasta's all crazy, and it's awesome. But then you go to the bodega and get like a chopped cheese,
and it's fucking unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where the taste comes from.
Good
not being able to close off those doors.
Good is good.
Yeah.
Good is good. Like it could be the best fucking Chicago dog you've ever had.
Portillo's.
Or it can be
Shout out.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like every time I go to Chicago, like it's on.
Yeah.
There's 2 things on the menu. It's either dogs or
we
pizza.
Had that.
And, like,
we had that together. We had Chicago pizza and
on.
Portillo's together. That shit was fire.
Portillo's is
unbelievable.
good,
it was really good.
Portillo's is pretty good. Next time you guys go there, I'm gonna go with you. And
see, we don't know shit.
Long story short is that I was there with some homies of mine that lived there for a long time, and I got there.
Did they talk smack about?
And I was like, yeah, they talk smack about that, but you know about that. You know about how that always is. You know what I'm saying? Like they always talk smack about the famous places. They're always like, that's not even that good. You know, it's like in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when New York people want to talk about like Ray's or something, you're like, don't ever go to a Ray's.
Don't you ever go to a Ray's pizza.
Ray's suck.
Yeah.
You gotta go to Joe's, dummies. But I went to Chicago and we did a tour, a hot dog tour of Chicago, and we went to like 6 places in an afternoon. I've never felt so terrible in my whole life and so happy at the same time.
Oh man,
It's my perfect existence is being completely miserable and completely happy
dude,
at the same time.
that my heart swells thinking about that kind of experience. Like, I want
It
to
was so good.
I want to do a cheesesteak tour. I want to bounce around Philly and just like go to the best spot. find
Oh,
the best
I would
spot.
love to do that.
We
I'm
should
such a
figure that out.
glutton.
I know, me
Like,
too, bro. Just punish my body.
So, yeah, just punish it. Just feel terrible.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not interested in getting hammered drunk anymore. I'm not interested in getting high as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But I am interested in being bloated as possible.
Oh, dude, yeah. I want the belly with the over the button, dude. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
that's
not
what I'm
feeling
after.
good. Just not feeling good.
Jay, what do you think? Like, is one thing, and we're gonna dig. This may be a little off-putting, but I'm curious, and you're answering it, so you don't got to go. You figure this out. You work your way out of
Okay,
this
great.
one.
You just throw it in my lap and I'll deal with it.
All right. Okay. What is one thing that Mikey, I, and probably no one else would know about Jason Abrams?
What's one thing that you guys don't know?
We wouldn't know about you. We haven't figured it out. We don't know. We never discussed.
I'm very uncomfortable with the way that I look.
Wow. Oh. Dude, this is the worst shit ever. This bothers me so fucking much.
Yeah.
Every time I talk about you, it's like, this is one of the most handsome guys I've ever met in my life. And if he's thinking that, and I'm thinking that, and then everyone's fucking thinking that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about you, and then I don't know who you're thinking that about that person, but I bet you that person's like, fucking, I'm worried about how I look right now, or whatever. Or how I fucking, how this looks on me and shit. I don't have it.
Oh,
Should
dude,
I
that's
button
me all
it, or
day.
should I don't feel good.
Do you know what's even worse is that it's I feel like for me, and this is really what people don't. This is the most like tough to like say out loud.
No.
I'm gonna say it.
No.
I respect you guys. It's both of that, like I'm uncomfortable with the way I look, that I don't think I like am good looking enough, blah blah blah. But then I also know just from outside experience that people say like, oh, you're an attractive man, and like I also like don't know what to do with that, and that makes me feel really uncomfortable and like very judged a lot of the times in situations, and like I feel like that precedes me a lot of the times where people like will think like I'm an idiot or like or don't take me as seriously or will give me extra attention or whatever. You know, working in the service industry, which is like the true industry of being in, you know, in any sort of art, is like you're also in the service industry. Like, did you know that? That like, yeah, like I also have to work at a bar 5 days a week. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck.
You know what I mean? I'm out here fucking serving drinks and clearing tables.
That's right. That's right.
And the way that people interact with me, like based solely on the way that I look, also is really weird and makes me really uncomfortable. And like, I don't know how to deal with that. And like, I sometimes really don't like it. And I'm like, it makes me really angry of that. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Yeah. Like, I also didn't choose this. And like, it's like, how are you supposed to say that when it affords you like all these like, you know, privileges? Attention, it's privilege. It is privilege. Yeah. And it's also like, I'm also a human being underneath, and I don't know what to do about that either. Like, I don't feel great about it. I don't wake up thinking to myself like, isn't it nice to be me?
Damn, I would though, you know. If I woke up and I looked at Jay, I'd just be like, yeah, that's fucking right. Yeah, and I just fucking scroll. Yeah. They just fucking walking down.
You know what do we talk about all day? We talk about just six packs.
I'm just joking.
We talk about 6 packs.
Yeah, and we do talk about 6. But I'm just joking. I'm not downplaying how you feel. I totally hear you.
But the thing is that like you're right. And that's the thing that is like so frustrating. And something that's what people don't know that nobody would know. Is that like I long to wish to know how to deal and to wake up and feel that way.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't. and like I wish I did. And that's what I was joking earlier about talking about with like the agents and things like that. They're like, you look like this, just act like play these parts.
You're Chris Evans.
Where these guys are like super fucking confident and like they're like super confident and they're like all like they know that they're fucking they're just like the man. And I'm like, you guys, I've been a weird, nerdy, like very isolated, like lonely person my whole life. Like this isn't something that I wasn't like quote unquote a handsome person until very late in my life. Like I grew up being very strange and skinny and small and like made fun of and like read comic books and watched a lot of movies and like had very few friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to be the person you want me to be.
Yeah,
Dude, it's easy. Just be super confident.
Just, hey, be confident.
Do it.
Yeah, do that.
Oh,
Just act like
do confidence for me. Yeah, right now.
Yeah. Just be the douchiest version of yourself.
That's right.
And I really tried. And guess what? It came across really false.
It's not me, man. It's not you. Well,
I'm not a great actor. I'm okay.
Bro,
I'm okay.
Don't say that. But hey, we gotta get to this. We gotta promote this movie right now. I want everyone who's listening right now, who is following Jay's journey, who is following our journey. Like we said before, this is a grassroots production.
Yeah,
what we're doing, what Jay's doing, you're paving a path that has not been paved, and the weeds are high, man. And my boy's out there chopping with the machete, and he's sweating. And we're asking for you to go watch the film. Watch the trailer in the link right now.
Built it from the ground up.
From the
Hungry
ground
Dog
up.
Blues.
Hungry Dog Blues.
Click
Check
the link
it
in the
out.
bio.
You won't be disappointed. Jay, is there anything you'd like us to shout out before we get out of here today?
No, man. Check out the movie. Go check out Hungry Dog Blues at Hungry Dog Blues. I will shamelessly promote it. It's 78 minutes. It's worth your time. We put our whole lives into this thing. And if you like movies, and if you like, cinematic movies, and you like, crime thrillers, and if you like having a good time and being entertained, and like, it's there, man. Go check it out. I promise you'll have like a good time. Maybe you won't like it, but if not, that's okay too. I appreciate your support.
Yeah.
And yeah, hit me up, man. Jason __ Abrams on Instagram. Tell me what you think, man, when the movie comes out or the trailer or whatever. Feel free, hit me up. Be like, hey, man, this is awesome. I'd love to hear from you. I want to talk to people about this thing that I've worked so hard on. I'll talk to anybody about it because I'd love to talk about it because I made it. So, like, come talk to me about it. Tell me you hate it. Tell me you love it. Let's go.
Bang.
There it is, baby.
Reach out to our boy. Reach out to him and go watch the movie. Get back to us. What do you think? Leave a review wherever you're watching it. And
but leave a review. Definitely do 5 stars and like 10 stars or whatever.
100%.
Like, just be shameless about that. That we just need the support on. Like, if
we're trying to grow this thing.
Yeah. You can tell me you hate it. That's fine. But then just like lie and rate it as high as
whatever you feel. Just rate that thing high, man.
Get on your Letterboxd.
That's right.
Rate it.
That's right.
Get on your Letterboxd. Rate it all the way out there. You know what I mean? All the 4 stars, and then message me separately and be like, actually, I lied for you.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think this is a 1-star movie and you suck. But I'm gonna give it 4 stars. That's what I, you know what I mean?
And then if you do that, I'll fuck you up. How about that?
Or you can just like it and tell me whatever you want. I hope people have an experience either way. But thanks for having me on, guys.
Dude, last random question. Oh, go ahead.
We didn't talk about the movie very much.
No, we did. We definitely did. Come on.
I mean, like the nuts. I didn't talk about like the nuts and bolts of like the creative process of making.
Well, you know what? Let me say something. We got a bunch of episodes with Jason that we've gone over the film,
and
we've been through all of it.
And also, I didn't want to ask you the same questions I saw at the film festival that we were at. I don't want to be like, hey, dude,
bro,
what?
I'm not complaining. I think this is the greatest thing ever. I just realized that we're like at the end. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a crime thriller.
It's a crime thriller. Hungry Dog Blues, crime thriller. How far are 2 brothers willing to go to save their father? Can I say that?
Why'd you look at me like that?
Yeah.
How far are 2 brothers willing to go to save their father?
Boom.
You're interested in that, dude? You want to see Jason and Irina act on screen? They're married now, bro. Where are you going to find the chemistry? Go watch the movie, man.
Exactly.
Go watch the movie. Hungry Dog Blues. You can watch it anywhere. It's on your phone right now if you want it. 6 days from now. Go watch it. Hit up Jason. He's online. The director will talk. The director, writer, producer, editor of this thing who acted in it as well, created it, is willing to talk to you.
Try to message Scorsese.
Come on, man.
Tell me what he says.
Come on, dude. Get on the phone. Go
Hit
watch the
Marty
movie.
and be like, hey, Marty, what's up, man? You want
That's
to talk
right.
to me about this movie?
That's right. Jay, random question before you go.
I think you would like it. Okay, yeah, tell me. Hit me.
What's your favorite food right now? Favorite food item, period. Favorite meal? Right now. It's got to be recent, new.
Recent? What did I have recently that I really, really liked? Okay, the only thing that I can think of, it's not really that super new, but I just like made it again recently, and I just like, it's alio e olio. It's pasta.
What'd you call me, bro? What'd you call me, dude?
Oh, the olive oil pasta?
Alio e olio. You have to say it like that, or else it doesn't count. But have you ever seen the movie Chef?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
It's the movie. It's the pasta dish that he makes Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what's his name?
It's a classic dish.
Is that Favreau?
Favreau, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Well, thank you, Jim.
And I got it as a gift. I got the Binging with Babish cookbook,
Ooh.
okay.
and it's in there, and so I've been making it, and it's, bro, pasta, olive oil, garlic, red pepper flakes,
Yep.
lemon, Parmesan. That's it.
Oh.
And it will change your life.
Well, I know what I'm making tomorrow.
Say it one more time.
Alio e olio.
All right. Beautiful. That's the You Were Here podcast. That's the You Were Here podcast. Shout out to Anytime Actors.
Come on, man.
Shout out to Anytime Actors Lab. If you're trying to act, they got free online consultation. They're going to tell you what to do. They're going to see where you're at. They're going to give you a trajectory and a plan to do what you got to do. Act truthfully and under imaginary circumstances.
Hey,
I remembered it, dude.
Come on.
AnytimeActorsLab.com. Shout out to the patrons. Patreon.com/You Were Here podcast. The best way to support us. Throw us a bone. Give us $1.
Give us
if
your
you
money.
like us, do it.
That's right.
And we're also live on Twitch, twitch.tv/You Were Here podcast. We're about to go live. And you know what? We're
We're
going to
gonna
take a
watch
break.
the trailer on the Twitch tonight.
I love it.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. There we go. They're not going to.
Come on.
I don't know how that's going to help them because it comes out Wednesday.
We're
but
selling it. I don't know. We're selling it live tonight. So
Pre-order.
But we're
You can
gonna
pre-order.
watch it.
you can pre-order. We'll sell some
Oh,
pre-orders.
seriously?
100%
You guys
pre-ordering
need to
it.
play The Last of Us on your Twitch.
I think we will. It came out, the new one.
Come on.
They redid it. We're doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
My name is Mike, and I'm signing out.
My name's Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to one another. Watch Hungry Dog Blues.
Love you.